So, I mean, by now, you've surely heard of the Astroworld Festival in Texas, in Houston, the Travis Scott show, where basically, 8 people were basically crushed and killed at the event. They had those casualties that night. We now know today that there is a ninth victim who died from her injuries. So a total of 9 people died at this show where basically 50,000 people went to. And when Travis Scott, the headliner, came on, the force of the crowd basically ended up turning into like a stampede, and 9 people died. We got people criticizing, Travis Scott for not stopping the show. To me, the real, obviously you could think he was a dick and disrespectful to his fans, and of course, sure, but to me, the real people we look at here is the security company and the promoter. I've read that, and as someone who's attended many fests throughout my life, we know that there weren't safety precautions taken. I've heard that the security was not well trained and possibly understaffed. People who've put together Fest have said that the fact that there was no side acts to help disperse at least some of that crowd to side stages during the headlining act helped put everyone in this situation. Also, usually there are segments made in the audience, like as a crowd control measure. I've attended fests where there's a whole soundboard set up, placed right in the middle of where the crowd would gather. So you sort of get the audience cut off into little sections. You sort of have like 3 or 4, natural sections that are, that naturally flow due to where you put, different risers or scaffolding in the crowd. But all this aside, you've probably seen, and this is obviously where all the attention should be. But of course, what you've seen online is all the talk about how everyone there who died from a satanic ritual. Because this is the new mindset we're in. Everything is QAnon. Everything is Jeffrey Epstein. Normally, sane people are now completely brainwashed into believing conspiracy theories. The people who usually believe in conspiracy theories have now gone even further and deeper into even crazier conspiracy theories. Everything's got to be something. Of course, an algorithm gone haywire on Wayfair means that they're obviously trafficking children. And, any sort of subversive art has got to be a satanic sacrifice. Because this is the world we live in nowadays. Isn't it great? Honestly, I'm saying this to hype up how ridiculous it's gotten, but the whole satanic panic stuff has never really gone away. I mean, it's basically what the show has been covering since its inception, right? But this is where we are. And one of the drivers, though, of all the bullshit conspiracy theories you see online is actually, and this shouldn't be surprising, but to people who've been paying attention, but to some this might be a surprise, it can be traced to the police. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here is Houston Police Chief Troy Finner, the day of the Astroworld news getting out, where they announced the horrific events that happened that evening. Let's play this clip so we could hear what he had to say. What sort of important information was he getting out to the public? Something that people obviously had to hear at that moment, right? Let's take a listen.
I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it.
I do notice a prick here, but it has nothing to do with a needle.
The other thing that's very important, there were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from the very beginning that they would cooperate. They're going to give us the video sometime this evening. I spoke to my commander in homicide.
All right, so we could pause this here. We don't need to listen to any more of this clip. Here he is the next morning after this all went down, spreading this information that a security guard at Astroworld, the venue for the Astroworld Festival, was pricked in the neck and injected with some sort of drug and had to be revived. This is crazy. Who's going around injecting people with drugs? I mean, it seems far-fetched because anyone who knows anything about drugs. Now, remember, I'm straight edge. Regular viewers of the show or people who followed me throughout the years know this about me. I came up in the punk scene, have been straight edge for many years, decades. And I even know that drugs are expensive, and someone with access to these drugs wouldn't be freely injecting randos with it. But this is what this Houston police chief, Troy Finner, went out there and decided was important information to get out the very next morning after 8 people died at the Astroworld concert. That has now changed. Here is this very same police chief just the other day.
If you can remember, members of the medical team in the medical tent said that a male security guard had come.
I just want to say, no. I remember you, the fucking police chief of Houston, going out and saying this to cameras. That's what I remember. I don't think I remember any clips out there of any medical teams in the tents there at the venue saying that. Maybe they told you that, but you're the one who decided to spread that information to the masses. That's what I remember. Let's rewind and play this clip again.
If you can remember, members of the medical team in the medical tent said that a male security guard had come in and said that somebody had pricked his neck, and we felt that it could have been something ingested. We did locate that security guard. His story is not consistent with that. He says he was struck in his head. He went unconscious. He woke up in the security tent. He says that no one injected drugs in him.
Oh.
So we want to clear that part.
What? Huh? What? Hey, what happened? What happened there? First of all, let's really, again, focus on the fact that the police chief here is trying to act like we all got that information from some medical people in a tent at the fest. He's the one who went on national television and shared that information. If the medical team told him that, that's fine. I think that's completely legit. You know, when these things happen in the chaos of the moment, all sorts of rumors and speculation fly. And the job, most people feel, is to get this information to the police so they have anything that they think they might need to actually go ahead and investigate. That's why those medical people probably told the police, hey, someone told us this. I don't know if it's true. We're letting you know this. The police then should be going to investigate before then spreading this word to the public and getting everyone all frantic and spreading fear throughout how many communities they spread fear throughout, that people run around like shows and concerts and fests pricking people with needles to inject drugs into them. But no, this guy decided to go out there to the media and say this and spread this information, pure speculation, if not straight up misinformation, before knowing if it's true. And I can't get over the fact that he put it on the medical team, as if that's where we heard it from. This is not the first, this is far from the first time cops have spread conspiracy theories and misinformation to the public when looking into a case, stoking fear in communities. This is obscene. This is obscene. And I don't think this has got enough coverage. This is obscene. And if you don't think that played a part in all these insane put aside the actual conspiracies going around out there, because directly related to this, where I see it online, people were running around secretly injecting people with drugs at the concert. I've seen that straight up being shared online. But if you don't think that shit also seeped into there's Satanists roaming around at clubs, helping celebrities make sacrifices to the devil. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous.